YouTubers. This time I'm going to talk about homelessness. I have discovered, and of course, I can't keep my mouth shut. That's why none of these idiots will help us because I'm too opinionated about what they're doing, if you know what I mean. I've been at it for years, if you'll remember. My videos go back years. Anybody that knows me and knows my videos, they started years ago. Police brutality videos. And I decided to do it because of the police brutality that was exercised on me when my son was 5 years old. For just playing in the park with my little boy. I raised my son by myself from the day he was born. And believe me, it was tough. The women were all against it. Oh, he can't do this by himself. Judge Van Humeson, 45 years ago, trusted me enough to raise a child. So that's what's here, okay? Now, back to the subject. It's a big scam, folks. A really big scam. It's a multi-billion-dollar scam, homelessness, if you only knew, okay? And here it is. The policies of the administration in Portland, Oregon right now are like this. They don't give a shit how many homeless people there are. It's a multi-billion-dollar industry all over the country. So they really don't care. Now, start with the homeless providers. We'll go there first. The people who claim they provide services to the homeless and homeless shelters. The reason why these exist is because all of the money that goes towards homelessness is going to these people. These people, they have no resources of their own. They have no houses. They have no apartments. All they do is put people in at night and throw them out in the morning. Okay? They don't feed anybody. The majority of them don't feed anybody. And when you leave in the daytime, they don't care if it's snowing, blizzarding, or raining. You're out, and that's it. And Portland won't put anybody in a homeless shelter mandatory unless it's freezing outside. 28 degrees it has to be. I almost lost both of my feet this year after the cops took my car. Now, these people thrive and they continue to live off the proceeds of what's supposed to go to the homeless people. Okay? And I'm talking about all these missions and shelters. They don't have anything. They wouldn't have a damn thing if it wasn't for the city giving it to them. What we need here is some real nonprofits, people that do things for no profit because they enjoy doing them and they like doing them. These people are in it for the money. It's a big industry. Like right now, presently, the homeless network here, which are the providers for the homeless, the socks and the shoes and the underwear and the t-shirts and cosmetics to help you stay homeless longer and in better style and maybe a little less stinky, okay? But as far as homes are concerned, they ain't got a damn thing. And one of the biggest frauds in the city here that everybody is supposed to go to, they work miracles, okay? Now, that's what people have told me. I've talked to several people who are saying that they live in a nice, beautiful, modern apartment house. And I saw it. Yeah, right in front of me. And she went right in there. Used to live on the street. Nasty old lady. She was really bad. Really, really bad. She went around banging people with a stick. You know, maybe breaking windows on cars even. Anyway, she told me Northwest Pilot Project put her into a house immediately. And she was in a wheelchair, but she walks around. I don't. And another person told me the same thing. But literally, they have, Northwest Pilot Project has nothing. Not a damn thing. The only thing they have is what they get of the homeless funds. And maybe a little from the city. But they don't have any houses. And every single person who you talk to about housing tells you to go there. And there are other places too they tell you to go. And every one of these places that they tell you to go, they give you the numbers, and they're in the Roots little yellow book. All of that information in that little yellow book is bullshit. Every bit of it. Half of the book don't even pertain to Portland even. Okay, and the other half of it, you call any one of them numbers and see what kind of a negative response you get from all these housing advocates who claim that they put people in houses, and they don't. Absolutely, they don't have any houses to put anybody in. Only one organization does, Chance or Choice or whatever the hell their name is. Okay, they have houses, lots of them. But these other organizations have nothing, and they have waiting lists too to get nothing. A year, 3 years, 5 years. So nobody is getting off the streets overnight or even in a month. Okay, and the truth is, people are exiting this city of Portland, Oregon, even though they've got blocks of new housing going up and already up. They have hundreds and hundreds of units available. If you want to pay $1,500 or $2,500 a month, but they're vacant, the majority of them. And people are exiting the city because it's too expensive to live here. Okay. This is the biggest scam they got going. Now, the people who want to build housing for the homeless is another organization. Okay. You can read all about this in Willamette Week. Okay. They did a story about it. And the thing about it is, the other organization wants to take the millions of dollars that they've collected from tax money and the federal dollars and build housing. Build the houses. They put apartment houses up here in 1 year. I mean, big, tall skyscraper housing apartments. 400 or 500, 600 units each in them. Dozens of them all over the place in Portland. But they're expensive, very expensive. And the city allows them to build these expensive pieces of shit, okay, and make them cost that much with no rent controls, no nothing in this city. That's what we need. Now, these people who have nothing that claim they help you with housing, and the people who actually would build housing for you, are in a tussle over who's going to get the money, which organization is going to get the money. The people that just give you socks and underwear and help you to stay homeless with blankets, you know, maybe a tent or a sleeping bag, so you can stay homeless a little more comfortable. Or the people who want to actually build something and put you in it. Okay? That's what's going on here. The people who have nothing, they want to just keep on providing nothing. And they want 75% of the money that's been collected for the homeless to go to them, so they can keep people homeless and give them socks and underwear and a blanket or two now and then. And they have some nice, healthy paychecks to take home, they do. And what else? A retirement fund for themselves, because they're working for who? The city. The city is behind all this. The city of Portland. Okay? Now, the city of Portland people are not that up on what's going on, I don't think. But they know one thing. They've got homeless people all over the place. And they're spreading disease and garbage everywhere they go. A bunch of drug addicts, the majority of them. Not I, not my son. We don't do drugs. We have an occasional drink with dinner, usually spaghetti and meatballs. And that's it. We don't smoke cigarettes. We don't do any illegal drugs, or any legal drugs for that matter, except for marijuana, perhaps. So I'm trying to educate you folks, okay? Because I'm getting pretty pissed off about the unavailability of actual real housing for the hundreds and hundreds, maybe thousands of people living all over the city in tents. They want this, folks. What's the matter with you people out there? You can't see in 50 years they haven't done a damn thing except give out socks and underwear. Right? And the population keeps growing and growing and growing and growing, and they still want to give out socks and underwear to help out. Meanwhile, these people are dying of drug overdoses. They're losing their feet to the freezing cold. They're emaciated. They're a public health nuisance in that condition that they're in. Okay? And they sit there and they watch this go on like it's a holiday, like it's a circus thing going on. Meanwhile, the homeless providers are bringing around socks and underwear and helping everybody up to socks and underwear so they can stay dry while they're homeless. These people are just saps on the system. They're soaking up all the money to themselves. They don't have a damn thing that they can offer anybody except bullshit. Okay, folks? Bullshit. That's what they got to offer. We need to get a grip on this situation. I know you see the filth and the stench all over the place where you see large groups of people living in tents. And the majority of them are drug addicts. Where you see the tents are isolated here and there, those are the okay people. They're most likely not doing drugs. We stay away from everybody. We have a little spot outside of a library with an overhang on it where we've been sitting. And it's out of the direct rain. But we do get water, a lot of it. And my son takes good care of me. If it wasn't for my son, I'd be dying right now. Because I have this condition. I just got sugar diabetes too. Just got it. Yeah. So I'm in kind of bad condition right now with my nerves the way they are, and the pain that I suffer. Yeah, they took my pain medication away from me when they had that epidemic with the fentanyl. And I never did any illegal drugs. I always took my medication the way it was prescribed to me and how it was prescribed to me. I don't like doing drugs. I didn't even like the drugs they gave me for the pain, but at least it was not as bad as the pain. So I'm suffering a great deal of pain, and these horse doctors, I don't understand why they took the pain pills away from all the elderly to appease somebody. Washington, maybe, I don't know, but there are a lot of elderly people running around in severe pain. My doctor is Legacy, and Legacy won't give me any pain medication, even though my condition requires it. Okay? And what is going on with me is at the back of my skull right here, where my membranes go down into my backbone, that opening where the brain tissue goes into it, that gets distributed all throughout your body through your spine. The opening where the tissue goes in is closing up from calcium buildup, and the hole has gotten smaller and smaller, so it's squeezing the membrane off, so that all of my I can move everything, but everything is painful. I mean, I got arthritis in my hands all over the damn place. I got arthritis, and when you have this nerve thing, like I feel like I got like 2 hands full of hot coal that burn. You know, I got no feeling, hardly any feeling, but I can move. You know, I can still move things. I can't walk because I can't move my feet, but I can move my legs and my arms, and it's very weak. I can't hold anything in them. I can't even hold a can in my hand. I try to take a can off a shelf in a grocery store, and bang, it goes down. And I see everybody is writing back and forth here on my screen. I can see it. I'm sorry I can't stop to communicate with you folks. I started a GoFundMe thing. I hope you can find it. It's under Norman Wicks Jr. I'm not sure all you folks know that I raised my son by myself from the day he was born. And it was difficult, okay? And here he is now taking care of me in my difficult time. So you see, the things that you teach your children will help you out later on in your life. If you teach them good values and good morals. I taught my son not to do drugs, not to carry weapons, no guns, no knives, nothing like that on his person. No drugs, no alcohol, no cigarettes. So, I mean, the thing is, if you can raise a child today, in today's society, and they graduate from high school and they don't do drugs, or they're not alcoholics and they're not slobs, and they aspire to be somebody, you've done your job, sir. And ma'am, you've done your job. If you bring them up to the age of 18 and they're good people at that age, whatever else they become is on them, okay? Because you did your job. You're required by law to support your child to the age of 18, okay? And that's what I did. And my son stayed with me all these years. We had a mutual need. You know, we went into business together, you know, doing computers and stuff like that. And we got to travel around and, you know, live a kind of a halfway decent life. And in our travels, that's how I got involved in the police thing, because I discovered, going all over this country, I discovered this problem is everywhere. I just saw some videos this morning where some cops from 2017 videos were just horrendous what they did to this one boy. I couldn't believe it. Anyway, the homeless thing is only going to increase to get worse and worse and worse until positive steps are taken to build the actual housing, not get the money for it and spend it on cop cars and guns and motorcycles and horses and horse feed and stuff like that. See, the city uses the homeless funds to put in their own budgets. They don't use it the way it is intended to be used. They give it to these providers who got nothing. And they depend on donations from stores to give them what they got. The socks, the shoes, and the underwear, and the tents and all that, all donations. So they get to keep every bit of that money, saying that, oh no, we went out and bought all this stuff. They didn't buy anything. They depend on donations to these organizations from businesses, corporations. That's where all the socks come from. That's where the underwear comes from, the blankets and all the rest of the stuff is donations. So the rest of it is operating funds and paychecks. That's all they're interested in, the paycheck. That's it. That's why I'm living on this street for 3 goddamn months, and my health care could pay for my housing because of my condition. And that's what they said to begin with. Oh, because of your condition, we're going to put you in this adult foster care home. Because of your condition, because you're old and you're disabled and you can't move around much anymore. Huh? So we're going to put you in this home and spend $8,650 a month on you. But when I didn't like their abuse, when I didn't like to get tied up with a wire, when I didn't want my wheelchair pulled out from underneath me as I was going out the door to go out and get some fresh air and sunshine, I had to call the cops on this guy. Now, because of that, I'm on this highway right now, because they all work together to silence people. And that's what they're trying to do to me right now. That's why they took all my media equipment. They took all of our media equipment, 5 cameras. 3 of them were Canons. telephoto lenses, 3 of them, tablet, 2 computers, laptops, all of our media equipment, even my cell phone they took. But nowadays, you don't need a computer to get on YouTube. Okay, so they didn't thwart me. They probably thought I didn't have any funds, but I do have Social Security. So folks, watch what you do with your money to these people when they ask for homeless, because it ain't going to the homeless. You watch and see. You watch and see how long these streets stay full of homeless people, even though the federal government gave them billions. Every state got billions for the veterans, the homeless, disabled, and the elderly, and the medically needy.
They leave the money in the account so it builds interest.
They keep it as long as they can to build interest. Then they give it out as little as possible at a time for the interest until people forget. They don't know where the money went. But this homeless problem is in the 50 years in the making, maybe 60 years in the making. And they could have had a handle on it. They could have done something about it very early, but they don't want to. They want to do other things. They want to make bullshit go on. They want developers to come here and build big high-rises and nobody's in them. For $2,500, $1,500 for a single fucking room. Oops, excuse me. I forgot. You can't talk the way you want to or the way you like to when you're getting angry at stuff. So here we go, folks. That's the story. These people are a bunch of frauds. You take any name of any one of these organizations that claim to help out the homeless, any one of them, take their name and put it on GuideStar. GuideStar is an application that you can get into that gives you every single person who pays taxes or don't pay taxes and gets funds from the government or the public. Their names are on there. All of the breakdown of what their money goes for. We did it to a few organizations here in Portland. We found out the only money they're spending is on themselves. This one organization called Elders in Action. Yeah, we did them. Not one penny went to an actual person. It all went to office equipment, desks, computers, and paychecks. And they made a few thousand circulars, and that's it. And that's what they did with their $5,000 or $500,000 that was donated to them. And the same thing with all these other organizations. If you put their names into GuideStar and see where their donations are going, see where the public money is going, see where the government funds are going, and you'll find out that a tenth of it only, just a mere tenth of it, goes to the actual intention. Now, I don't care if they don't like what I say, and I don't care if they don't like me, okay? But this fraud that's going on all over the country with this homeless bullshit is just what it is. A multi-billion-dollar industry is what it is. When I was homeless, I fortunately always had something to live in. I didn't call myself homeless because I had a motorhome or I had a nice a trailer or something like that. I always had something to live in. It is because I like traveling. I like going around, you know, and seeing new places and doing new things. I never would have ever learned how La Jolla, California was, what beautiful place it was, or Santa Barbara, or Nevada, or any of the other places I've been. I've been all over the country, and my son has one of the best educations you can get because of it, because of the actual learning experiences from traveling around and seeing things and doing things with people you don't know and places you've never been. I was driven to do that, and in the process of doing it, I ran into these police encounters. The one in Nevada, whoa, I don't know. They took my site down because it was so damn effective. I had 182 videos, or 186 videos on it, all police videos. And they weren't all bad police. Some of them were good. But the fact that they took my site down because of that, okay, and I'm just getting back up again. Okay, this is years later I'm getting back up again because I've been knocked down and knocked down and knocked down and knocked down. Me and my son have been knocked down so many times. Now we're knocked down on the ground and we're having to stay here. So I started a GoFundMe. I hope you find it. And I don't know how to turn these videos, the sound on, or I don't know how to turn the comments on these videos on. I only know how to do them, what to say on them, but it all escapes me. You get a little older, and you just kind of lose touch with some of your realities because other things are more important, like your health, and how you're going to walk, and being very, very careful about doing things, and not being a stupid person and doing things you damn well you shouldn't do, and you probably can't do it, but you go try it anyway. Okay, go ahead on with that. Okay. But the fact is, folks, they don't have me down. I'm down on the ground, but I'm not down. Okay? 78 has just made me saltier, that's all. And I know people who know us knew me when I was younger. I was a tornado, I guess, going around. Me and my son. And here's the thing, maybe that was our mission all along in life, to do exactly what we're doing. We don't know. All we know is that it's been thrust upon us time and time and time again to make another video about my opinion or about the facts of things, but the one thing I am certain of is the beating that I received from those police officers March the 30th, 1980, outside of Laurel Horse Kitty Park, was an eye-opener for me. That's what started me off with police videos. That's what I aspired to do all this time, just to put them in line. They need it really bad. And I'm here on the ground right now with my son. Say hello, Norman. Come on, say hi, smile. Come on, you can smile. Okay. Anyways, they don't have me down. They got my car. They got everything I own in it, But do I look like I'm gotten down yet? Not yet. Not yet. Anyway, the homeless thing, don't go for it, folks. They're lying to you.